what is the demand is a little skill that you need to put in, because what it requires you to do now is to tank. What I mean tank is to completely seal the tank completely, and then once you seal the tank completely, you can go on and then work with that system. It's easy, very easy.
What about the benefits? Could you tell us more about the benefits of using biofuel?
It's huge. It's like, I started by saying we are using waste now, or green or biofuel is using waste to green the energy sector, make it a little more environmental friendly. So if we are going into this direction of energy supply from waste, the simple thing is good. The advantages are, one, you are not going to generate carbon that will affect our environment. You are going to reduce the flooding because the climate change will reduce. Your general footprint on Earth will reduce because you are actually reducing the impact of waste. If you remember what is happening today in sewage sector of waste management in Nigeria, I can tell you confidently that very limited facility exists. And most of the sewage that come out from homes today, though they are septic in nature, are dumped in our environment, in our wetlands, and in areas that is exposed to surface water, which is a major source of water supply to us. These cost us huge money to manage our health supply. So our healthcare delivery system is overburdened by diseases that are communicable and related to sanitation. So if we're able to, first of all, get our sewage together, fill it up and use it as a source of energy, we are reducing the footprint or the costs on Earth. We're also reducing the cost of treating waste, the water that we're going to drink, and at the same time, we are reducing our carbon footprint and then providing energy for us as a substitute to using our normal fossil fuel, which is also has weather implications or any climate change implications. We are also saving our environment. So there are a whole lot of benefits. And of course, if you do it within your home, you may not depend on when gas will be available, when you will go and buy gas, or when you want to move out to the sector regime. Now, if you look at this, economically you are saving, nationally we are saving, environmentally we are saving, if we are not greener sources of energy.
Now, Mr. Ossai, you've mentioned the benefits and they seem so immense. So why would you say, especially as the former president of WAMASIN, why would you say that it's not being practiced in places like Nigeria when we have such immense benefits?
Some people have in their private homes, like myself, I have it in my private home that I'm using.
Wow. Did you set it up yourself?
Yes.
Then I think we might just need to have you set up some for us then.
It's not a program we can get that done. The issue is first awareness, and also we have surplus energy the way I see it. Nigeria are not currently, we have gas that is being flared, so who is thinking of generating gas from waste? People are not thinking in that direction. And then you see people walk out quickly and get gas. But in nations where gas resources is very low, and then they are constrained to look at other sources, people will go in there. But principally, I think I see lack of knowledge and skill or awareness in that regard has limited the expansion or the focus on this.
Oh, Mr. Reuben Ossai.
And in Nigeria, because I know it's running in Ghana.
Yes.
I know facilities are some facilities like that are existing in Ghana. And in Rivers State have done a mini sewage treatment plant that has a digestion system incorporated. So they are supposed to be generating gas if it's well operated. It's located in Port Harcourt here. It's been done already by the state government, but I don't think it's operating to generate gas from now. But if they should generate gas because there is a tank for digestion.
Well, Mr. Reuben Ossai, indeed, thank you so much for explaining to us how this process is carried out. Thank you very much for making our time to be with us. We certainly appreciate your time and your input.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Reuben Ossai is the former president for WAMASIN. Now we're going to be looking at security issues specifically in Burundi. Just last week, Thursday, the United States advised against President Pierre Nkurunziza's decision to run for a third term, as it predicted that it would be highly consequential. A day after that warning, hundreds of students flocked to the United States Embassy in Burundi seeking refuge. And today the protests resurfaced again, leading to the deaths of at least 2 people. Red Cross workers have moved the bodies, and the dead are suspected to have been killed by the police, who fired live rounds at the demonstrators. Now, it's very unfortunate, as the protests started peacefully this morning but got out of hand when protesters started attacking police with stones. Thousands of people are out on the streets for the second week in defiance of the government's ban on protests. It's the biggest unrest Burundi has seen since the civil war ended in 2005 under Burundi's constitution. Now, under that constitution, presidents can only be elected to 2 terms in office. But Mr. Nkurunziza's allies say his first term does not count, as he was appointed by parliament. Now, the protesters, those who are engaging in violence in Burundi still, might want to take a cue from the journalists in the country, as they celebrated World Press Freedom Day by taking part in a silent march. They wore black and gagged their mouths to protest against the government's decision on shutting down the radio stations, as well as social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. Last week, the government shut down 3 radio stations, including the main independent RPA station. They say the media workers were fueling the tensions that led to the anti-government protests in the country.
For us, what we are saying, we are calling for this situation to be stopped, to let media work, to let journalists free, and to collect and disseminate the information. This is the right for the public also for access to information.
Dialogue is essential, and in the dialogue must be based on a broad participation, must be based on information. And that's why also this point of having access to information is a point that we constantly underline as an important issue of bringing Burundi forward.
Well, we certainly hope that that brings Burundi forward. We'd like to say a big thank you for staying tuned to the program, and of course we'd love to hear from you right here on Network Africa. Feel free to reach out to us either via email or Twitter. The address and handle are right there on your screen. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's been a pleasure. I'm Cynthia Are.